If you watched my last video, you saw me hit this 36-inch steel target 3 out of 5 times at 1,000 yards with my Ar15 rifle shooting iron sights. Today we're going to be at another range shooting at 1,000 yards, and we're going to answer a couple of questions when shooting iron sights. Number one, we're going to answer the question of whether it is repeatable to hit a target at 1,000 yards with your Ar15 iron sights. And the second question we're going to answer is, if my sights are only calibrated for 880 yards, how am I able to hit the target? So let's get out to the range and see how I do.
I'm ready.
Ready?
I'm ready. That one was very far from the target at 6 o'clock.
Okay. Under?
Yeah, way in front of the target.
All right.
That one you missed like around 5 o'clock.
Okay.
That one you missed at 8 o'clock. Actually, you hit. Sorry. These last 2 shots you hit.
Okay.
That one, I don't know.
Okay. So I was able to hit the IDPA size target, the 18 by 30 inch target at 1,000 yards today, 2 out of 5 shots with my Ar15 using the iron sights. I was also able to hit the same target on another occasion on a different day at the same range, and I did a little better. Now let's tackle the second question. How was I able to hit the target at 1,000 yards with my Ar15 with iron sights when the sights are only calibrated for approximately 880 yards? Well, for a full explanation of how I'm able to shoot my iron sights, you got to go watch my other video, 0 to 800 yards shooting with iron sights, and that'll give you some tips on what to do. But from that video, we need to make one major modification, and that's to our zero range. Our zero range cannot be the typical 25, 50, or 1,000 yards, because if we have our zero range at 25, 50, or 1,000, we simply run out of available clicks on our rear drum to get the rear sight high enough to engage the target at 1,000 yards. So in this instance, what I had to do was modify my zero to a 15-yard zero. From a ballistic standpoint, I ran a computer calculation based on the bullet I was shooting, which is a 77 grain tip match king, my muzzle velocity, and a 15-yard zero. With a 15-yard zero, my near zero is obviously 15 yards, but it pushes my far zero back to approximately 557 yards. So that means I don't have to start using my elevation drum until the 557 yard mark. When we run a full calculation out to 1,000 yards, we see it indicates that I need to add 25.2 MOA to my rear drum. When I added 25 MOA to my rear drum, I had enough clicks to get out to 1,000 yards. Now, these clicks on this rifle happen to be half MOA clicks, so I had to double that. So I had to get 50 clicks to get out to 1,000 yards. However, you may have to play around with that a little bit because your ballistic coefficient will not necessarily be as good at 1,000 yards as the computer predicts, because you're going to get into that range where it's starting to go subsonic. So for me, I actually had to run 54 clicks to my rear drum on this rifle to get out to 1,000 yards. And you may also have to play around with your environmentals and your muzzle velocity a little bit, as you might not get the same muzzle velocity that I do out of this rifle. So your zero range may be 15 yards or it may be less. I'm not sure if you can zero the rifle at less than 15 yards. I haven't tried, but those are some of the methods that you can use to get out to 1,000 yards. And when you hit the target out there, it really is exciting. So I encourage you to give this a try and try to get out to 1,000 yards. Thanks for watching, and God bless.